All right, everybody. I'm super excited for this call and this interview. This is Ethan. This is one of my first one-on-one clients over the last few months. And Ethan is an awesome person, hitting some amazing accomplishments right now, crushing tons of his goals. We fell short last month on one of them, which we'll talk about here in a second. But Ethan owns another high-ticket business called Flash Fitness. I'm going to say it. It's right behind him. And why I can also say it is because I really respect that he's also the face of his brand, as I am for the Cold Life, which I definitely think is a huge contribution to a lot of his success as well. Ethan, I real quickly just want to have you introduce yourself and say how long you've been doing e-com. It's pretty remarkable what you're doing. You're not too experienced in this space, but you seem pretty experienced with what you're doing volume wise. And just give a quick intro on how long you've been doing it and what you're currently accomplishing right now with the business.
For sure, Sam. Thank you for the introduction. So, as you said, my name is Ethan. I'm the founder here at Flash Fitness. We sell these all-in-one home workout systems. We are in the high-ticket e-com space, just like Sam is with the Cold Life, with the AOV around $5,000-$6,000. So we sell really premium, high-end products that require a lot of touch points. And the brand has really been growing thanks to Sam, his advice, his words of encouragement. And right now we're just cracking around $300,000 to $400,000 a month in revenue.
Let's go, bro. And in October when we met, you did like 135 the month before that, and you did like 140 in October, correct?
Just about, yeah.
And then in December, you closed out at what, like 400, 405, I think?
Right. It was right on the dot, 400. Yeah, 400,000 for the month of December.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. And how'd that feel doing 400K?
It honestly felt unreal. When you start to break it down, $400,000 divided by, how much you're making a day, how much you're making an hour, it just kind of, it feels unreal how you can just make someone's salary in a day. It's a number that I thought was going to take a lot longer to reach than just a couple of months.
It's amazing, bro. And how old are you again?
I'm 18 years old.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. When I started ecom, I was 18, actually going on 19. And my first month, I did 12,000 in sales. My third month, I did 100K, but it took me almost a year to get to a few $100,000 a month in sales. So you are doing just fine, my friend. I'm super excited to see what else you accomplish this year. To kind of start it off, I want to ask you, and I want you to state this is not BS. When I closed you to become a one-on-one client, I was gripping my fist under the table because you said the last thing I wanted to hear. You were like, "That's it." Like, I thought it would be more. Like, send me the invoice. I'm gonna pay it. And I was like, "Yeah, that's it." Like under the table, I was like, "Gosh darn it!" Like, I am a sales guy. I'm doing this obviously to make money, but I wanted to charge people, and I still want to charge people. People I decide to work with. I'm not onboarding a ton of one-on-one people right now to continue to focus on my business, but I try to charge something fair to make sure that it's very easy for me to help the people invest in their hard-earned money into my coaching and my help and my mentorship, to see the ROI. They really feel like what they invested into me, they feel like they really get the return on investment. Do you feel like the money you invested into me over the last 90 days working together was a no-brainer?
100%. I mean, as you said, in October it was about 140,000 more or less in revenue, and then the next month after, November, we doubled. And then we increased it in December. And it's just been steadily increasing month after month, just giving advice, implementing what you've been saying, and just kind of following your guidelines. I really do believe I personally would have achieved it on my own, those
Yeah, of
numbers,
course.
but it would have taken a minimum 3-4 years with working with you. I mean, you kind of shortcutted the whole process to 3 to 4 months. You really saved me a whole bunch of trial and error and so many years of experimenting. And you just told me what worked. I was able to implement it right away. Given that you already have a few years, I could just listen to what you said, what works, and just follow the blueprint, basically.
Let's go, bro. I really appreciate that. All right. Well, next question I have for you is, what do you think changed the most after we started working together? From do you think you started working smarter, not harder? Because I mean, you are a lean team. Like I tell you myself when we talk, like I'm jealous. Like you don't have a huge team and you're still doing crazy numbers, which means you work your ass off and you deserve credit for that. And that's one of the things I respect the most out of you. But what do you think changed the most after we started working together?
Well, I mean, a lot of things definitely changed. I think what's been really sticking in my mind the most is the importance of building a team, hiring more people, spreading, the responsibility between a few other people. Because when I started working with you, it was just basically myself and, a warehouse guy or two, and I was doing everything. Thanks to your repeated advice that I eventually followed to get a sales guy to handle the customer service. And that's really taken a lot off my plate. I've been able to focus on more important tasks like the marketing and the customer kind of success. Um, and just really looking forward to building the team and just making Flash Fitness, more than just a one person operation.
Yeah. And let's just highlight real quick with a new salesperson. What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday we hit a record day, just about almost 40K in revenue. That wouldn't have been possible just myself. My sales guy was on the phone all day and just following up with leads and abandoned carts, which is something that without working with Sam, I honestly would have never seen the potential of abandoned carts and draft orders. That's making up about 50% of my business now.
Yeah.
And that was just money on the table I had really no idea about until Sam introduced me.
Let's go, bro. Yeah. I know right before we started the call, I was like, I was making sure my own client wasn't beating me in sales yesterday. I love that you're competing with me. You're crushing it, bro. We did beat you yesterday. We did like 60 yesterday, but I'm proud of you, bro. Seriously, that's remarkable. And you said at the beginning of the year, you had a total of like a 40K day to start off the year, right? With in-person sales mixed with online sales.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a bang to start off the new year. It's January 1st. We did about 37 in Shopify, and then we have a showroom here in Houston where we have a lot of local customers, and they would come by in store, and they ended up purchasing. We had 2 to 3 sales that day, so that first day of January, we were able to hit 50K in revenue. So that's by far kind of our largest day so far.
It's amazing, bro. It's amazing. So what's the goal? What's the goal the next 30 days? I know we said we wanted to hit 500K in January. We fell short, still profitable, which is a win. Everything's not going to always happen as planned, which I try to be as transparent with people as possible. Obviously set a high goal, but if you don't hit it, it's not the end of the world. You get a fresh start every new day, every fresh, first of every new month. What's your goal for the remainder of February? You want to hit 500 this month or what?
So February might be a bit difficult. I mean, the month has started off pretty strong, but those 3 days, since the month is only 28 days, I really need those 3 days in the end because that's usually when the best few days for us here at Flash Fitness is towards the beginning and the end of the month. Um, so we're trying to hit a PR for February, around a 450K month. We're not aiming for that 500. We're just also trying to stay profitable, so we're not going to just lower the price dramatically to get to that revenue. At the end of the day, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. So that's what really we're focusing on. But definitely for March, the goal is 100% get to 500K. Now that we have the systems in place, now that we have all the emails in place, and we're going to have we're going to be launching multiple creatives every single day, testing what works, what doesn't work. So March, we're really aiming for that $500,000 month.
I love it, bro. I love it. Yeah, you got a lot of inventory coming in. You got a new product you're dropping soon. You got a lot of exciting things coming up, bro. I'm stoked for you. So if you could go back 6 months, Ethan, and give yourself one piece of advice for anyone listening to this, what would it be? What have you learned as like a business owner, as an operator, as a leader, as just an entrepreneur in general, like where you're at today mentally, the way you think, your thought process? Like if you could go back 6 months ago, not even including me, like what I've taught you, like on your own, what piece of advice would you give yourself 6 months ago?
Um, I would say it doesn't need to be as hard as I was making it. I was overcomplicating the full kind of process. I was analyzing every little detail of my website. I was making sure all the font matched, all the pictures were nice and, crisp, that the website looked a certain way. That I was just over analyzing every small detail that really wouldn't drive any sales. I was over analytical on just, stuff that really had no importance at all to sales. And I was really missing the bigger picture, which is just more marketing, and just kind of doing more of what you're already doing that's working. I was just constantly changing things up. Every day I was trying something new depending on how I felt. If there's a slow day, I would change the whole kind of business. If there's a good day, I would think I'm top of the world. Um, there was just tons of ups and downs and just
Yeah.
not really sticking to any one system, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely seen that improve within you over the last 3 months too. It seems like you kind of operate the same way every day. If you have a bad day, I don't get a text from you as often. I know I've been to you as well when I have a bad day suck in general, but it's looking at the bigger picture, right? It's looking at the end of the month, looking at the last 7 days, last 14 days, not kind of micromanaging it every 24 hours. Like, we spent this and only made this. Let's redo the whole site and offer and ads and et cetera. It's like just trust the process and just really look at the data, right? The data is the most important thing to really look at. But I even bitch and cry and vent to you as a more experienced entrepreneur with all my operating costs, right? Last month, I openly say it was not a good month. We lost some money. That's the name of the game. And instead of crying about it and having my back against the wall, it's just February 1st was a fresh start. Had to get creative, come up with a new limited time offer, and we're on track to have another 7-figure plus profitable month again. So just name of the game, bro. It's all about outworking people. I got one final question for you, and I think I already know the answer, but if somebody was at 50 to 100K a month and they had never worked with somebody before, and I think is this your first time you've ever invested into a coach before?
A one-on-one coach, yes, it is. Yeah,
If
it's my
someone,
first
if
time.
someone was in a similar position as you were in at 50 to 100K or a little bit more a month, do you think the best way to go is to invest into a coach to go to the next level out of everything you've tried?
I 100% think it's a worthy investment. I really believe in being able to buy people's time. I'm a big fan of Alex Hormozy, and I know he preaches it all the time. Just pay for education, pay for what other people know. It can really speed up the process tremendously. Like I said earlier, without Sam, I'm sure I could have hit these numbers, but it would have taken years on end instead of just a couple months. Because he's been in the e-com space a few months or a few years now, and he can just relay all the information from the trial and error he's had onto my business, and all I have to do is really just kind of copy what he tells me to do. So I 100% agree that it's an incredible investment, and the ROI is you can't. I mean, from 140K one month to basically doubling that the next month just from partnering or having those calls with Sam, the ROI is tenfold, but I really think it'll just pay off for the rest of my lifetime. These 3 months I've had these calls with Sam.
Yeah, bro. And we're definitely gonna meet up in person. I'm from Houston, so next time I'm there, let's try to connect. I know some of the
Yeah.
softwares and plugins too we've introduced to your business since we've started alone have probably paid for the investment too. So I know you've turned some off because you've changed some internal things, but I don't want to give out all the sauce on the call and tell people what to plug into their business. So we'll leave it at that. But Ethan, I appreciate you doing this call, bro. For real, it means more than you know. I want to take advantage of the last 10, 15 minutes we got and help you with some stuff for what you got going on right now. But seriously, bro, thank you for doing this call. It means more than you know.
For sure, Sam. Yeah, it's not a problem at all. Happy to help.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you.